لا إله إلا الله والله أكبر الله أكبر ولله الحمد الله أكبر الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله والله أكبر الله أكبر ولله الحمد الله أكبر الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله والله أكبر الله أكبر ولله الحمد الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله والله أكبر الله أكبر.
Issues other than just running a little bit late. Hopefully you guys had no problems with parking. Hopefully the accommodations have been good. We have after prayer we have a caterer that will be selling food. It's minimum nothing more than $3. The water is all free. But please, I just ask you to take your water bottles and just throw it out when you're done. There's garbage cans all around. There's a wudu station. There's porta potties if you need to use the washroom. Afterwards, there's a bouncy house. There will be pony rides coming in a little bit later for the kids. Once again, we appreciate you all for coming to this event. Inshallah, we'll continue doing this as long as the summer months and the weather cooperates. We'll continue doing this. Inshallah, next year we'll do both Eids outside somewhere, whether it be here or somewhere else. All the adults here, we know the importance of Eid prayer, but we wanted to do something that was good fun for the kids so they can remember. So we know the importance of sacrifice. We know the importance of why we are praying, why we're here this morning. But sometimes for our kids, they forget. So hopefully, inshallah, when they grow up, they'll have these memories that we used to do Eid in the park, and they will be able to connect that to the importance of Eid. We have the Indo-American Center here. They have a table right there. They are going to be registering people to vote. So inshallah, if you guys aren't voting, if you guys aren't registered to vote, you're U.S. citizens and not registered to vote, I encourage you guys to register to vote. I know some of you guys are against voting, but the importance of voting is so we can get things like getting better relationship with our neighbors. In order to get our permit for here is because we had good relationship with our village. So they will be registering people to vote. You saw in the primaries that a lot of Muslim, especially Muslim women, came out. They won their primaries to run for Congress and other seats. Last but not least, before I give it to Mohsen, I wanted to just thank all the volunteers. I'm just here speaking, but really this was done by a lot of volunteers that put in a lot of hours. You'll see them wearing vests. They'll be helping with the parking. They'll be helping with the food. They're all wearing vests. I just wanted to thank all of them. I can't thank everyone by name, but there's one person in particular I wanted to thank is our sister Amal Mohsen. If she's in the background, she can stand up. I really wanted to take the time out to appreciate her. She basically did most of the work in organizing this event, talking to the Forest Preserve, getting the permits, calling the bouncy houses, calling the porta potties, and paying for everything. And inshallah, MCC, once again, we would like to thank her. She is a board member, and she's also very new to this community, but the amount of work that she's put in was just amazing. She was here at 4 a.m. It kind of made me feel embarrassed and ashamed. She was here at 4 a.m. just getting everything organized. So please, just, especially the women, if you guys see her helping out, please give her your heartfelt thanks for all the work that she's done for the community. So last but not least, I'm going to give it to Brother Mohsen, and hopefully by the time he is done, we can start the prayer. And once again, I thank you for your patience. Jazakallah khair. Assalamu alaikum. Not much food, but it's snacks and desserts for everyone to eat. But also, I'd like to thank our brother that organized all the sound system. There's a company called iSave. He was also here at 4 in the morning, and he's been dealing with us for the last 2-3 months, coming here, serving the plot. So it's a Muslim-owned company. They do all sound systems. They've done it for other prayers, like at Toyota Park for Bridgeview and other masjids as well. So they're right here. So give them a shout out as well, and thank them for the hard work that they've done as well. Jazakallah khair.
Bismillah, alhamdulillah, wa salatu wa salam ala Rasulullah. Upon occasion, there was a slave who accepted Islam. His name was Bilal ibn Rabah. And upon accepting Islam, his owner, Umayyah bin Khalf, began to torture him greatly. They would say that he would tie him to the back of horses and he would drag him through the hot desert streets. Imagine 120 degrees beating down on sand and you're dragging someone through those streets. They say that they would put a boulder on his chest and they would say, believe in Lat and Uzza, believe in their gods. And he would say, Ahadun Ahad, there's only one God, there's only one God. Wasallam saw this. And he goes to the Sahabas and he says to the Sahabas, he says, is there anyone who can free Bilal? Look at the way that they treat him. And Abu Bakr as-Siddiq radiallahu ta'ala an, being one of the people who financially supported the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wasallam, he goes to Umayyah bin Khalf, the owner of Bilal, and he says, oh Umayyah, sell me Bilal. And he says, I'll sell him to you for 10 gold coins. Because first and foremost, you corrupted him with your deen anyways. And so Abu Bakr as-Siddiq radiallahu ta'ala an, he goes and he gets 10 gold coins and he gives them to Umayyah bin Khalf. And Umayyah begins to laugh and he says, oh Umayyah, why are you laughing? And he says, Abu Bakr, how foolish are you? Had you have haggled, would have given you Bilal for 1 gold coin. And Abu Bakr as-Siddiq radiallahu ta'ala an, he begins to laugh and he says, oh Umayyah, if you were wise, then you would know that even if you asked me for 100 gold coins, I would have given 100 gold coins for Bilal. At the time, did he know that those 10 would be the purchase of the same person who made Adhan in Madinatul Munawwara, a liberated Makkatul Mukarrama, and later in Masjid al-Aqsa. But what a great bargain that they were. Because now everything that Bilal ibn Rabah does, Abu Bakr as-Siddiq radiallahu ta'ala gets a piece of it. When we do these things, when our community does events like this and we invest in bouncy houses, invest in an elaborate sound system, you saw that big truck that's driving back and forth, that's a shuttle for a caterer to come and eat so that everybody can eat. We're making an investment in our community, in our families. Listen, I'm a high school teacher. I know what Eid is like for a high school student. I know that it's not very festive. Half the kids, they even come on Eid day because they're just like, my parents don't do anything for Eid day. But when you see Christmas time, mashallah, not mashallah, but there's decorations everywhere. The teachers, they tell me themselves, they're like, we go easy on our students. We let them make up work and everything. This is the holidays. They're distracted. And I look at them and I'm like, why should you not celebrate Christmas? We're not giving them a reason to celebrate this deen. And by doing things like this, we ingrain it in our children. Listen, they say there's a study done by the National Teachers Association of America. There was a study that was done, and they said that every single time we take a budget cut, we take it to education. Eventually, kids catch on to this, that when we don't pay for them, and we cut money solely from them, they start seeing that they're expendable. Because why not? We can take money from the kids. We'll fix them later. Oftentimes, we get them too late. We get them when they're when they're on the wrong path, when they've taken friends with shaitan. Oftentimes, people come into my office and they're just like, can you help my son? Can you help my daughter? They're doing X, Y, and Z. Oftentimes, we're too late. It is with things like this that we ingrain with them, with the young kids here. Look for me and Abu Bakr, there'll be candy passing out. We'll be passing out candy, toys for them. We all do these things so that we can invest in our youth, so that one day they'll grow up and they'll do it for the next kid. So I ask for you that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, there's donation boxes going around. There's boxes going around, right? If you can send the donation boxes around, that'd be great. The donation boxes are going around. Give whatever you can. If every person here gave $20, we would cover the costs of the entire field usage, the sound system, the bouncy houses, the pony rides, the petting zoo, everything. Everything would be covered. So I ask for you to give. Remember, if you help Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's deen, in tansurullah yansurkum, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will help you. So whatever hardship you're going through, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala may He make it easy for you. If you're going through physical ailment, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make it easy for you. If you're going through mental illness, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make it easy for you. If your children have taken friends with shaitan, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make him his friends, inshallah. Say Ameen. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make your matters easy. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make these moments of your lives and make your happiest days of yours the ones to come. And always remember this. The work of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala always finds people to do that work. Sister Amal, she's the mastermind behind all this. She hasn't been in this community for more than a year probably. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala brought her all the way so that she could do things like this. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will make things work. It's up to us as to whether or not we want to get on board with it. And so, forgive me for what I'm about to say next, but my Urdu is a little kachi. And so, Maulana Tariq Jamil was telling this in one of his talks. He says, Pakistan mein purani buses par piche likha hota hai कि न ड्राइवर की खूबी न इंजन की कमाल बस अल्लाह के सहारा से ये बस चलती है. I mean, the bus is so broken and rickety that it's not the power of the Indies of the driver. It's only Allah's sahara. It's only that we lean on Allah that this bus goes. And again, the reason that we make joys, and I'll leave you with this because our khatib's almost here. Our khatib's almost here. So I'll leave you with this one last thing. Allah Azza wa Jalla commands us to be happy on a day such as this. And the Prophet Sallallahu asked the people that invited to happiness. On the day of Eid, one day he's coming. And he comes for Eid, he's going for Eid Salah with all the Sahabas. And it's Eid day in Madinatul Munawwara. And this is one of the favorite stories of Mufti Hussain Kamani, by the way. And he goes and he says, everybody's doing the takbirat. You go down one road and you hear Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, La ilaha illallah. And you go down another road and you hear Allahu Akbar, walillahil hamd. And he's going and he sees a little boy on the side of the street. And he sees the little boy, he's got his hands wrapped in his head. And he says to the little boy's crying, he says, little boy, why are you crying today? On the day when all the children of Medina are holding the hands of their father and going for Eid Salah. I have no father whose hand to hold. He was martyred in Badr. And I have no mother because she passed away shortly afterwards. And he says, on this day I'm the most miserable, so lead me to my misery. The Prophet ﷺ sits down next to him. He says, little boy, if you don't celebrate this day, your Muhammad will not celebrate this day. And the boy says, lead me to my misery. Go to Masjid Nabawi, leave me alone. And the Prophet ﷺ, he stands up at that moment and he takes the little boy's hand and he says to him, he says, young boy, from this day forward, if anyone asks you who your mother is, you tell them that your mother is the mother of believers, Aisha radiallahu ta'ala anha. And when anybody asks you who your father is, you tell them that your father is the final messenger of Allah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. And on the day when all the little boys of Medina are holding the hands of their fathers and going for Eid Salah, you will hold the hand of the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, and you will go to Eid Salah. And it was said in two narrations. The first narration said that the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, the young boy, he was so happy he leaped up that the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam took him to Masjid Nabawi and he gave the Eid khutbah, and the young boy was sitting on his shoulders like in a piggyback. And he said then the second narration that he was sitting on his lap and he gave the Eid khutbah. Jazakumullahu khairan. The boxes are going around. Please give as much as you can, inshallah. We also have credit card swipers. The brothers who have credit card swipers, please hold them up, inshallah. Jazakumullahu khairan kathiran. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
So we'll be 2 rak'at, inshallah. And we'll have 7 takbirat in the first rak'ah. And then 5 in the second. We'll first have the takbirat, then we will do the reading, inshallah, recitation. So let's get ready for salah, inshallah. Barakallahu feek. As-salatu jami'ah. As-salatu Eid al-Fitri. Salatu Eid al-Adha. Athabani wa athabakum Allah. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. الله أكبر كبيرا والحمد لله كثيرا وبحمده بكرة وأصيلا لا إله إلا الله وحده صدق وعده وأعز جنده وهزم الأحزاب وحده لا شيء قبله ولا شيء بعده لا إله إلا الله ولا نعبد إلا إياه مخلصين له الدين ولو كره الكافرون ولا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله. الحمد لله نحمده ونستعين به ونستهديه ونسترشده ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا من يهدي الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلن تجد له وليا مرشدا وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن سيدنا محمدا عبده ورسوله بلغ الرسالة وأدى الأمانة ونصح الأمة وتركنا على المحجة البيضاء ليلها كنهارها لا يزيغ عنها إلا هالك. Brothers and sisters, let us rejoice, as today it is our day. It is the Eid. What does Eid mean?
Well, Eid means the returning day. It's a returning day of celebration. It always comes, time after time. Of course, for us Muslims, we celebrate something special. We celebrate our commitment to Allah. People in this world celebrate dunyawi achievements. Example, if there's a game of football and someone wins, there's fireworks here and there are things going on, and people opening bottles of beer and all of that. That's how they celebrate sports. Other people celebrate, for example, graduating from a college, or celebrate marriage. But for us, we celebrate our commitment to Allah. As we all know, the background story of Eid al-Adha, commemorating the commitment that Ibrahim alayhi salam had to his Rabb when he told him to sacrifice his son. And he didn't even question it. He didn't even say, do it. He saw a dream. And for prophets, dreams are true. Are true way of communicating, of Allah communicating to them. So he submitted. And that's the meaning of Islam, submitting. So that means the lesson for us in Eid is that we need to submit to Allah in our entire life. That means it's very easy way to tell if you're submitting or not. You know what Allah asks you to do and what He expects from you, and if you're following those guidelines, you are submitting. And if you're not, then you know there's some work needs to be done. Essence of Eid, celebrating the commitment to Allah, which one type of these commitments is the Hajj, which people dedicating their time, their money, taking off work, all of that. So that's a big commitment. Same thing for Eid al-Fitr, committing to Allah, celebrating that we committed and fasting for an entire month. So brothers and sisters, that's the meaning of Eid. We celebrate our commitment to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Now the question is, how do we celebrate Eid? Okay, we got Eid. How do we celebrate? First of all, with the takbirat of the Eid. Like you just heard now. That's a way of celebrating Eid. Add the takbirat 3 times. So just, let's remember that. The second way we celebrate Eid is by being happy. We should be happy. Actually, Al-Hafiz ibn Hajar rahimahullah, famous scholar, someone who commentated on Sahih al-Bukhari, he said that showing happiness on the day of one of the rituals of the deen, sha'air al-deen. So someone should show happiness. Showing happiness is a ibadah here, in this situation. Of course, showing happiness and celebrating Eid is in a permissible way. It's not by like, if you're a young man driving the car like 100 miles per hour, blasting loud music, for example. That's not celebrating Eid. As one of the poets said, تَبَاهَا النَّاسُ بِالْعِيدِ. People are showing off in Eid. وَعِيدِي أَنْتَ يَا سِيدِي. But you are my Eid. He's talking to Allah. مُبَاهَاتِي وَتَعِيدِي. My show off and my Eid. مُنَاجَاتِي لِمَحْبُوبِي. Is me speaking to the one I love. He's referring to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So again, the increase in the ibadat, that's the Eid, not just wearing new clothes. Third way we celebrate Eid is making the kids happy. Making the kids happy, why? Because, trust me, kids remember. So if Eid is a special day, like example, there's Eid, right? Or you're extra generous on Eid, or you're extra nice. They say, wait a minute, why is he extra nice? Oh, it's Eid. Let's be happy. So they'll remember that for the rest of their lives. And that will be in your book of deeds. They say, oh, Eid was a cool day when I was a kid. There were a lot of games, there were a lot of special things going on. So that's the third way we celebrate Eid, by making the kids happy. The fourth way celebrating Eid is by connecting to our relatives and our kinship. The problem is that people have tension in their family. And maybe for some reason, mostly dunyawi reason, you decide not to talk to your brother anymore. your sister, your aunt. For dunya or over some ego. And then Eid comes, Eid goes, nothing. So brothers and sisters, let us commit this Eid that we are going to reconnect with our kinship and relative, even if we are not on good terms with them. You might say, but that's difficult. I'll say, brothers and sisters, you've heard of the Rwanda massacre that happened in the 90s. Millions of people died in this massacre. It's between two tribes. But at the end, they were to forgive the people who killed some of their family members. And they were able to get along again and, you know, heal the wounds. And that's like serious stuff. So if someone have the akhlaq of the Islam, is that whoever connects your relative first, they're the one who are doing the right thing. So brothers and sisters, let's try to commit today. Even if it might be some faraway relative living in some other country, well, a phone call. Or maybe they need some financial help. Well, you can do that. Or maybe it's a nasiha, advice. So we should always keep our connection, especially in Eid. Brothers and sisters, the fifth way we celebrate Eid is by remembering our brothers and sisters all over the world. Because the day of Eid is an international Muslim day. And you can imagine how many Muslims are in distress. How many of them are in hunger, in conflict, in prisons. So many, all around the world. So brothers and sisters, this is a time to think, if we have that extra clothes and food for Eid, not every other Muslim have that. So this is a way for us to remember those people in any way we can. Donation, dua, support, anything that we are capable of achieving. Brothers and sisters, let's all take heed of these ways to celebrate Eid. أقول قولي هذا وأستغفر الله فاستغفروه إنه هو الغفور الرحيم. الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر كبيرا والحمد لله كثيرا وسبحان الله وبحمده بكرة وأصيلا لا إله إلا الله وحده نصر عبده وأعز جنده وهزم الأحزاب وحده لا شيء قبله ولا شيء بعده لا إله إلا الله ولا نعبد إلا إياه مخلصين له الدين ولو كره الكافرون ولا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله. Brothers and sisters, one reminder before we end the khutbah today is the udhiyah. The udhiyah is a wajib in the Hanafi madhab, and it's a sunnah mu'akkada in the other three madhabs. So it is something highly encouraged, like almost mandatory. So let's try to do our udhiyah. Either if it's a cow, it should be 2 years old at least, and if it is lamb, 1 year old or 6 months if it's bigger. If it's a goat, 1 year old. So let's try to remember to do the udhiyah and to commemorate the sunnah of Ibrahim alayhi salam and the sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. And also, if you want to do the udhiyah here locally, and you feel that some people in Somalia, and Burma, wherever, in Pakistan and Syria who need to have some meat for udhiyah, you can also, well now it's too late, but someone could have, a few days ago donated for some udhiyah also to be slaughtered, distributed some place. Of course, the udhiyah starts after the salah. So you do the udhiyah after doing Salatul Eid, and then it continues till the 4th day of Eid. The 4th day of Eid till before Maghrib, that will continue of the ability to slaughter an udhiyah. Brothers and sisters, I ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that to help all of us understand and practice the meanings of Eid, and to be able to explain that to our children and to pass it on, and as much as possible to help them live the atmosphere of Eid and understand the meaning of Eid. So this legacy of Ibrahim alayhi salam and Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam will continue ila yawm al-qiyamah. اللهم صل وسلم وبارك وأنعم على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. اللهم اجعلنا هادين مهديين غير الضالين ولا مضلتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار. اللهم إنا نسألك بفضلك وكرمك وجودك يا رب العالمين أن تفرج عن المسلمين ما هم فيه من الكرب والشدة والبلاء. اللهم أطعم جائعهم، اللهم اكسو عريانهم، اللهم فك أسر أسيرهم، اللهم ارفع الكرب عن مكروبهم يا رب العالمين. اللهم إنا نسألك أن تحمي المسلمين في هذه البلاد وفي كل بلاد العالم، وأن تمدهم بمددك، وأن تجعل منهم هداة مهديين، وأن تجعل منهم صالحين مصلحين، وأن تجعل منهم مفاتيح للخير مغاليق للشر يا رب العالمين. اللهم إنا نسألك وعملا متقبلا وشفاء من كل داء. وصلى الله على سيدنا ونبينا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين والحمد لله رب العالمين. Eid Mubarak to everyone, and may Allah bless you all. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.